Our days have been filled with lots of fun creativity, coloring, working on projects together. Let's head in like always, yep, into the winter garden. Set my coffee down. I am not opening up a window this afternoon. It's fresh enough in here. It's a really great day today, but it's nice. The children, I've really enjoyed having them around as much as we have, and just to spend so much time together has been really nice. It doesn't feel a lot different than normal, other than the fact that they're not at school, but otherwise every moment that we have, we're together. So yeah, it's been really wonderful to work on school together, and homeschooling isn't allowed in Germany at all. It's not something that we have ever considered or have ever even, entertained an idea of, and we've really enjoyed doing it. Robert has been doing the homeschooling, a Waldorf curriculum, and he's really enjoyed it. The girls have really enjoyed doing it with them. And Ruby isn't homeschooled. She's 5 years old. So she does work when she feels interested, but otherwise she spends a bit of time playing. And if Elodie wants to take a pause and do a bit of playing in the day, that's absolutely allowed. We go outside every day, and Robert's been taking the girls for very, very long bike rides, which has just been amazing while I've been working. As we're moving to Germany soon, work these last weeks has just been very, very busy, much longer than normal hours that I put in. But I know that will all come to an end soon. So I hope you guys are all doing wonderfully. My name is Molly. Happy that you guys have tuned in again. I have been doing a bit of knitting lately. I have finished 2 pairs of socks. Let me grab those quickly, take a sip of coffee. I have finished 2 pairs of socks, and I do not have a pair of socks. I kind of do. I don't have a pair of vanilla socks on my needles right now. So I am going through a fun little phase of knitting fun, bright, tonal socks. The first pair that I knit was out of our Barbie colorway on Plump Merino. I'm housing these all in one of our large market baskets. We don't have any in the shop anymore. I'm really, really sorry. And the second pair that I knit was out of our Poppy colorway. I love this color. It's so bright and fun and cheerful, and in Germany, at least where we lived and will be returning to, wild poppies are everywhere, blooming everywhere when the season is warm enough, and they are just absolutely stunning in the country, of course. So the second pair I knit was out of Poppy, and the third pair that I knit is out of our Sunshine colorway. And this is the first pair of these tonal socks that I knit out of our soft sock base. Aren't these so beautiful? As you can see, I have not worn these 2 yet. I've worn the Barbie pair before, but now these will start to rotate on my feet, and I really, really love them. They're so bright. I think that these will look great with blue jeans. I would not wear them with black for me personally. I think these will look great with blue or black jeans, and I'll probably wear these. You can see they're a bit dirty. They need to go in the wash. I'll wear these with both. I'm not a fan of hot pink and black generally at all. So maybe these will just get worn with blue jeans. We'll see. I think I've, for the most part, worn them with my acid wash overalls and my bleached blue jeans. I don't think I've worn them with my blue jeans yet. But anyway, I've had so much fun making these, and I've had some people purchasing one of each of these tonals, and that's been so much fun to realize that you've enjoyed the colors that I've put together for myself and are just enjoying that. So all of our tonals are available at ahomespunhouse.com at regular price until we close shop. I think it's about 3.5, 4 weeks now when we'll be closing the shop. We do have a sale going on where you can get surprise skeins of yarn. That might even be over once this is published, because the sale stock is running out very quickly. So you can choose between 1 skein, 3 skeins, or 5 skeins at a very discounted price. Now you don't get to choose which colorways you get, which base you get, but you can suggest. It's not promised at all that you will get what you suggest, because it's kind of first come, first ask as the orders come in. Those are so much easier to fill, and now we're at a point where there is not a lot of yarn left, not a lot of bases left. So a suggestion of maybe just color preference is best, as far as I don't want any pink. I do not want anything green, but everything else is great. Things like that work really, really well. But yeah, I've really enjoyed putting those together for you guys, and it's been fun just to receive the emails of happy customers who's been really happy with the tonals that they've been getting. So if you are looking for a specific tonal, you can still order that from our tonals section. I've had a bit of people who are very confused about the sale and then just normal price tonals. I hope that makes sense. So the next thing that I cast on and finished, well, you saw this in the last episode, is the Elta hat by Emily Clausen. This was so much fun to knit. I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed knitting this. I knit it up very quickly. I don't know how long it took me, but I knit the larger size, and this is for my sister Amy. So I knit this out of Digital Bath in our merino cashmere base, and then I used matcha for the pretty furry halo of mohair. And this was such a fun knit. I have been wearing this since I finished it, and it will be on Amy's head when we leave to Germany, and that's when she will return the hat that she wears of mine when I leave Germany, for Germany. So this is the Elta hat by Emily Clausen, and it's such a fun knit. I am starting to realize that once I start to knit a hat, because I am not a hat knitter, I don't often knit hats. I know that my little stash of Everyday Slouchy Beanies by Tristan Molina might say something different, but yeah, I just get on this hat kick when I find a pattern that I like and really get going at it. So this is kind of a womp 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 sort of story, because I had made this kind of decision in my head that I was going to just knit from my stash from now on until I reopen up a Homespun house in the fall when we're living in Germany and we have our own flat and we're established and the studio is created and all of that. And yeah, so I don't have a stash like most people do. I do not have full skeins of yarn, other than, skeins of yarn that are for a project that I'm working on. Like, these are my only full skeins of yarn here that are designated for Robert's sweater. Okay, so I just have cakes of yarn, and I maybe have, 12 to 15 different cakes of yarn. And I said to myself, I am going to just knit from these cakes, making fun projects, and just use what I have. So I chose a cake of hopscotch, which is this beautiful color. It's one of my favorite tonals, and this is knit out of 100% non-superwash yarn. It's our Dale base. And I thought that the cake was pretty substantial. It was about this size. It was, you could squeeze it just about as much as this. And I thought, this isn't an overly slouchy cap. I'm going to double the yarn because I think, yeah, it just felt like it would be enough for the hat. So you can tell where this is going. I'm going to double the yarn at the smaller size of this hat and use up that cake of yarn. Great, that feels awesome. So I got to here. I can see where I attached my yarn. I got to here and I had about this much yarn left, which completely defeated the purpose of using this yarn and knitting this project. So that goes to say that I had to cake up another skein of yarn. I was very grateful that I had more of this yarn dyed already. I have a bit of hopscotch on non-superwash DK, or non-superwash fingering. Exactly. I caked it up and I said, you know what? There will be the perfect amount for this hat, plus a pair of probably colorwork mittens. I have one skein of blackberry jam on non-superwash DK, and that is the only other color I have in my stash of non-superwash DK. So I'll have enough of this to do probably the main color and enough of this to do the contrasting color for a pair of colorwork mittens. I think that would be great. It will look really nice with this hat. And yeah, it's still frustrating. I did not plan on making a pair of colorwork mittens. Who knows if I'm even going to make a pair of colorwork mittens. When was the last time, if ever, since you've been watching me, that I've made colorwork mittens? No idea. Anyway, that's the idea that I have in my head. So I have some really pretty knitting jewelry on this project. I have two of Lindsay's charms. This one is a stitch marker, and this one is the Progress Keeper. Isn't it so pretty? So this is again the Elta hat. I keep calling it, no, it's the, yeah, Elta. I keep calling it Atla. I don't know why. By Emily Clausen, named after her great aunt Elta. And I'm loving this. The non-superwash yarn is butter. I love it. It's a 100% superfine merino and it's just so wonderful. I really love both superwash and non-superwash yarns, but every time I come back to non-superwash, it's just like, it's a different world. It is a different world of yarn. So I'm very curious to see how this hat wears and feels. I don't believe I have a non-superwash hat. So, Elta hat, Emily Clausen. I'm finished with this pretty little zigzag pattern, and I have done one row of hat decreases. And I'm knitting it the same length as I did Amy's. It looks like it's not that slouchy, but really it's slouchy enough. I think I knit it 2 inches shorter than the pattern called for. I think it gave a 19-inch idea, or as long, of course, as you want it for your head. So I am loving knitting this, and I'm already kind of making up plans for a third Elta hat. The final thing that I am knitting on, I've done a lot of progress on this. I've really been enjoying knitting on, I think it's called the Tamarack Cardigan by Jared Flood. I have no idea. That could be really wrong. And I finally have dyed up my extra skeins of ash. I think in the last episode I ran out and I needed to dye some. So I dyed up my extra skeins of ash, and I'm in the middle of a row again. Are you kidding me? Or no, I'm not. I don't think so. Okay. Am I? Yes, I am. Goodness gracious. Anyway, let's see where I was. I don't know where I was in the last in the last episode. I should have put a marker there, but I've got a lot accomplished. So I've knit this much of Robert's cardigan. I should probably measure if I'm finished, because I know once this blocks, it will stretch out like so. And it's probably, no, it'll need to be a few more inches longer, but I've done a lot on it and it's looking really, really nice. And it's just a very enjoyable, super fast knit. I can sit and knit on this for an hour or two and it just grows and grows and grows. I'm using Merino Cashmere DK in ash, as I said, and unicorn dust. And these are just playing so nicely together. I think any speckled yarn marled with a tonal, regardless of color, just has such a fun effect. So this is a lot of fun, and it's going so quickly because, well, I don't know. The rosewood needles, all of the Knit Pro Knitter's Pride needles seem to rub off the size so easily. So that's been a lot of fun. I've been doing so much yarn dyeing. I'm having yarn coming out of my eyes and nose and ears, and you guys have been just absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for all of your custom sweater quantities or whatever you're using for them for. You can order any color you want, any base you want, 3 or more of the same color. And if it's not in the shop, I dye it up for you. So you guys have just been really, really great and supportive in getting your homespun house yarn before we're leaving America. We have On the Banks of Plum Creek Yarn Club in the shop right now. That is a Laura Ingalls Wilder inspired yarn club. We've done Little House in the Big Woods. We have done Little House on the Prairie that ships this Friday or Monday. I hope you guys love it. And I'll be shipping mid-April On the Banks of Plum Creek. So that will be in the shop for just a little bit longer. And I'm really, really excited to get that one out to you guys too. I will be doing a whole collection as the months go on. And once we return to Germany and open up shop, the entire Laura Ingalls Little House sorts of series, a club. I've really enjoyed doing it. I am reading the books before, so about 2 weeks at a time before I put out the club. So I have finished On the Banks of Plum Creek, and right now I'm reading By the Shores of Silver Lake, which will be the next one. I've read all of these books before. I'm just going through and reading them again. So it's really a lot of fun. I have a lot of minis sets in the shop. You guys have been going crazy for minis lately. So I just want to share with you some of the minis that we have in the shop. First, we have Stranger Things minis set. Even if you don't like Stranger Things, this is just a really pretty mini set. We have Disney princesses: Tiana, Mulan, Cinderella, Jasmine, Ariel, Rapunzel, Snow White, Merida, Pocahontas, Belle, and Aurora are all of these. And these come with a really beautiful charm by Simply Serving. You can check that out on the minis at the website. This comes with the Stranger Things charm as well. And then we have Mixed Tape Set. These are most of Amy's favorite minis. I really, really love them together. I think they pair beautifully. They would look great with comfy sofa, broken glass. What else would look beautiful with this? Collins would look amazing with this. You could throw in mohair if you want to do a Tammy Gore shawl, any sort of scrappy shawl, or come up with something yourself. And I have added Seaside minis to the shop as well. I hope that you guys love these. There are so many, there's so much more of a variety of minis over at the website, whether you want speckled, tonals, bright, just a really, really big and fun variety. Oh, there's one more club that I want to mention. We have a Moving to Germany yarn club in the shop right now. It's going to be dyed up on a super special base that has only gone out into the world one time to a very small amount of people. And this is a special 100-gram skein of yarn along with a Simply Serving charm if you choose that. And I'm going to be knitting mine on the flight on the way to Germany, waiting around. And I think it would be really, really fun to join in and doing that together. Yeah, so if you guys want to join and you want to have a little knit along going while we're traveling off and landing and beginning our lives back in Germany, I would really, really love it. I am going to be spending the rest of my day today packaging up orders. I think we'll have something nice and warm for dinner. I'm really looking forward to lighting the fireplace because we don't have that much wood left. I want to use the wood that we have in the fireplace while it's still chilly outside. It's not like really warm, but it's still chilly outside. So I'd like to take advantage of the cold days that we have right now. And it's really gray, so that's the perfect time to burn a fire, do a little bit of knitting, hang out with my girlies. My Aunt Becky, hi Aunt Becky, if you're watching, sent the girls a Shel Silverstein book, Where the Sidewalk Ends, and that's been my eldest daughter Elodie's favorite book to read. She has really, really been enjoying the poetry in that book and the pictures, and it's kind of started to be Elodie's and Ruby's just morning thing that they do, snuggle up on the couch with a blanket, and Elodie will read through the poems. And it's so freaking sweet to listen to. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon.